Baze Radio. Make some noise for Karun. Or if you had the headphones on, you'd know what's happening. You're missing most of the action. Goodness. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is crazy because for the longest time, I remember like since I was a teenager, I always used to say, I'd love to have a sit down with you.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, after, I always knew. And I was like, you're one of the few people I would love to sit and have a conversation with. And after all this time, yay! It's happening. It's happening. Hallelujah. But goodness, it's nice to have you. Anu, we're about to get into that as we listen to it pole pole as we break down.
Yes.
But before we get into the deeper conversations of it, I think I want to understand the album art. What's the inspo behind the album? Of course, it's your face. You're looking quite artsy and whatever. But what's the inspo?
I was just feeling like spacey, futuristic, like Afro-futuristic. But the music is very simple. I wanted to get like down to the basics and like raw emotions. So I didn't want too much color. I didn't want too much going on in the artwork, and that's why it's kind of black and white. It's just like one stock image, and my hair is like it's like an African Medusa type thing going on there. So yeah, it was very intentional.
Okay. So other than that, like when it comes to choosing an album art cover or EP, whatever, just choosing a cover for your music, how intentional are you about colors, about what type of vibe it's supposed to give?
I mean, with this one, I was very intentional because I wanted there to be like a consistent theme amongst all the songs and amongst all the artwork and the visuals that come out, and even just the way that I post about it, and even with shows and stuff. This time I have like Pinterest boards for days, like making sure that I keep the color scheme, and even with the shows, that everything kind of follows the theme. Usually, I've tried to do that in the past and it like hasn't really hit the nail on the head, right? So this time I feel like I was like, okay, cool.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're still just about to get started into the main conversation, which is which is the EP that's available. Actually, today is a month. Is it a month old today?
Yeah. It came out on a Wednesday.
7th of...
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it actually is a month old today. So, yes, it's available on every DSP. Get to streaming, run those numbers up. And, of course, we'll be telling you another main reason why she's here. But, of course, we get to talk everything anew. And this hour is strictly a Karun hour. So, we get to enjoy more classics and, of course, all the new tracks right here on Baze Radio. We're about to get right into it. But, yes, we enjoyed straight into the new EP. This is My Paradise by Karun, playing right here on Baze Radio. That is I'll Tell You by Karun, and it's straight off her new EP called Anu EP. You see what I did there? But yes, and she's right here in studio, and we're having such an amazing conversation. And speaking of, Karun, I'm curious to know what's your writing process like.
Okay.
And I don't want to use this word, but allow me to use it. Do you have any writing rituals?
No, I don't have rituals, but okay, well, maybe at this point it is, but I just listen to the song over and over. If I have like a riff or a chord progression and just whatever comes out, I just let it out.
Okay.
I usually just put something recording and I just basically freestyle for a couple minutes, and whatever like theme presents itself, I'll go with that. So it's like I let the music just show itself.
Okay. So are you more of a writer? Are you more...
100% a writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you gonna say? More of a writer or more of
a freestyler? Like, are you the kind of guys like if you hear a beat, it's automatic, like a Jay-Z kind of thing? Like, okay, boom, drop that beat, and it goes.
No, because I'm a singer. Like the melodies come first. So I have to sit down and be like, okay, this
craft
makes
it
sense.
down.
The sentence has to make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of this EP, compiling such a body of work, because I know you've worked with Hook before.
Yeah.
And now when it comes to working with GR and Hook at the same time, like how does that work, considering they're from a very different culture as compared to ours?
Yeah.
So crafting their culture to make it make musical sense to our culture, how does that come about?
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you pointed that out. So with Hook, for the people listening, we released Pen and Paper before. That's the song we did together. And Hook and GR are two producers that work together a lot. So they have their own chemistry and their own workflow. So I was basically plugging into their world and even recording in Switzerland with them. Okay. And it's true, like their music is very Euro.
Different, bro.
Yeah, Eurocentric. And so me plugging in with my soulful like African self, it was very interesting to see the two worlds like
mashed together.
Yeah, so there was some days where I was like, that song is too, no, not for me. And then other times it was like, wow, this
is beautiful.
Came together so well. So it took a bit of like trial and error and just having fun.
Okay.
And being open-minded. Yeah.
Makes sense. So wait, in this 7-track, is there any songs that were actually made that didn't make the cut?
So many. Yeah. I know. At some point, you have to be like, okay, guys, we can't keep making new songs. We have to finish some and put them out. Yeah.
So is there a deluxe that might be in the
I've been thinking about it, but
works?
putting together a whole project is it's
stressful.
So
I
much
know.
work.
I know.
I want to chill for a bit, man.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be immediate, but so you're saying there is a possibility of a deluxe.
There really could be.
In time.
Yeah, there could be.
Woohoo!
Depending on where the wind blows me.
Definitely excited for that one. But yes, we're still getting to listen to more of it. And still, there's more questions that are yet to come. But as we enjoy the EP and enjoying it with Karun live here in studio, send in your questions on 0716-250-933. That's on our WhatsApp line and also on our social media at Baze_Radio at One Maria. It is back to the jams. This is I'm Done, playing right here on Baze Radio. And that is an absolute classic, still a banger, Glow by Karun, and you heard it right here on Baze Radio. Good morning and welcome to the AM. It is only 24 minutes past 10. So yep, we are still deep in conversation with the girl right here in studio, and we're talking all things anew and also just getting to know more about what she is doing. Karun.
Yes.
Speaking of R&B, I think most of us, I'd say the new age, haven't really gotten to experience you on two different fronts as compared to we. I brag. At least I got the hip-hop side of Karun,
right,
and I'm getting the R&B side. And I want to understand, like, the transition. How was that for you, switching to a sound at the time that was not very commercial?
Which one? R&B?
R&B?
Oh,
yes,
well.
the transition.
I've always been a soulful girly. Even when I was doing hip hop, I was singing the hooks. I was adding the harmonies. So that hip hop and R&B are like they're right next to each other. Kenya really likes hip hop. I find that so interesting.
Bruh, no, it's because we live gangster 247. Right? So yeah,
that's so interesting. But R&B is like the sister.
Okay.
So it was pretty like easy for me.
Okay. And also, as we talk about sticking to this sound, because I feel like this is a sound that you've stuck to for a very long time. Most of the songs that we've listened to are very soulful. They're very neo-urban. Is that neo-urban? Is that a thing? Is neo-urban a thing?
I don't know. I'd call it alternative. Well, I'm alternative, yeah.
Okay, if we put it that way. And I think it's beautiful.
Neo-urban sounds cool too.
Right?
So, yeah.
I think I just made my own sound.
Hey.
It's so but yes, embracing such a sound and sticking to it, and especially finding your niche, and sticking to that niche.
Did I stick to it though?
I feel like you have.
I mean, there was hip hop, and then I did my own thing, my album, which was such a moment for me. I was like, I don't know. I feel like I had my people, but it didn't necessarily like
sticking to your niche.
Right?
But people have gravitated towards your niche because now it's a movement.
Yeah. But then I went completely left, and I did like some cosmic stuff.
Yeah, Indigo.
Yeah.
The
Cosmic Homies. And then I've come back to something that's
dip dab.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, in whatever genre, your music is still very soulful.
Yes.
But I want to get a segue into it and ask.
Segue.
Yeah. Hey. One of the best experiences that you've had performing. Because I'll be honest, I've watched you perform twice and I actually got goosebumps.
Oh.
So I imagine for you as an artist performing certain songs.
Makes me want to cry.
You have to give me one that you performed and you were like, bro, that was different.
Wow. Well, I mean, I remember like a show that I came away from feeling like that was my best show ever. And that was like, I think 2017 even, like it was a while ago. Because it was just with my band. We were just enjoying everything. There wasn't that much pressure. It was, do you remember African Nouveau?
Yes.
Yeah, you see, very alternative space.
That's true.
So there was no pressure. We could just be ourselves. But, hey. My best performances have been in very intimate spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, Make Believe, the song I did with Blinky.
Yes.
Yeah. When we do that live, it's very
different.
Yeah.
Different in what sense?
Because we basically freestyle the whole thing, like we're jamming with the band, and it's very like emotional. There's space. You can add reverb. Yeah. You'll see, actually, if you're coming this weekend, I am doing another version of it.
Yes. We're about to get into that.
I had to plug
But yes, we're still listening, but we're about to take a break, Kidogo, so we're getting to listen to other tracks that she's done, and we're about to get into it. This is the Colors edition of Only You, playing right here on Baze Radio. On Baze Radio, of course, you are deep in the AM with me, Maria, and we're hanging all the way till 12. We are still deep in conversation with Karun. And yes, guys, Akwapa, some questions are still coming in, but I'll get to them in just a little while. But speaking of Only You, Karun, I want to understand when it comes to motherhood and music. I know balancing can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, when it comes to balancing the both, which one do you think suffers a little bit?
Oh, well, it depends on which day.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm focusing on music stuff, parenting,
has to take a backseat just a little bit.
Yeah, but luckily I have support, so at least, they pick up where I can't on those days. And then other days I have to be like, nope, no music, no social media, no work.
Okay. Beautiful. And also, what's the one thing, or let me say rude awakening, that especially now that he's grown, he's becoming his own person.
Yeah.
What's the rude awakening that you've gotten about motherhood?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, everyone says this about your child not being a reflection of you. I always thought I knew that, until I had a son and I realized, wow, you really have your own personality, your own things that you want to do in life. And I know to give him space, but sometimes I'm just like, wow, you want to do what? Like, it's just like interesting to see how much of their own person they really are. Yeah.
Beautiful. But speaking of, we're about to get into one of my favorite tracks that you did with Zinia Manasseh. And
shout out to Z.
Period. And I just want to know, because you two, I feel like your synergy and your energy is very, it's really, it's one and the same thing if you ask me.
Nice.
But I want to understand, like, when it comes to working with Z specifically, please walk me through it. How is she as an artist, and how does she match your musical high, all that stuff? Please walk me through. Anticipate specifically. Walk me through it.
Well, Xenia very much has her own energy and is very, very such a kind, sweet person. And we were actually roommates before, so we got to understand each other and each other's boundaries and each other's spaces before we actually ever even made music
together.
Yeah, and so with this song, like, Z has lived in so many different places, and so have I. She just sent me the song, like, hey, this is the song. Do you have anything? So I just recorded it. Like, me and her are bedroom music producers, so I just doop, sent it over, and she was like, I got you. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I think this is one of the songs that, you listen and you're like, yeah, these guys are definitely made in musical heaven, man. And we're about to enjoy it right here on Baze Radio. This is Anticipate by Zinia and Karun right here on Baze. It's How Far by Karun, and you heard it right here on Baze Radio. Good morning and welcome to the AM. It is, of course, vibes, good music, and great convo. We are still in studio with Karun, and we're getting to listen to a new, which is currently a month old, but yes, it's vibes nonetheless. So Karun, I need to ask a question from one of your fans by the name Rono. He says, good morning, Mariah. Good morning, Karun. Karun, how was it moving from a group setting to being an individual like?
It was interesting. I mean, for a while I had wanted to do my own thing, so I had that feeling of, okay, now I can finally try some things that I hadn't gotten to try, like writing my own music, for example. I was really excited to do that, because when I was with the guys, everybody was writing, and so they were like, oh, Karen, sing this. So I was always like just given parts, but I knew I could write, and I hadn't had the chance to do that. And also producing my own music, and also just branding myself in a specific way that didn't have to fit with everybody else's style, right? So it was fun to figure out who I was in that space. But it was also lonely.
Yeah, sing it so they know it's real.
Yeah, a little bit, but the excitement also it covered up for that.
Okay, makes sense. But speaking of, so tomorrow, I believe everybody knows what's happening tomorrow, the Nani Nani March.
Yeah.
And I was stalking your page just a little bit, and I noticed you were very vocal, activism and just fighting for what you believe in.
Wow.
And I saw the little profile picture for the little while that where the protests were happening.
Yeah.
But I'm really keen on knowing, for you, especially as somebody who's, quite popular and you have a voice of influence, how important is it for you to actually use your voice to speak, especially about certain issues?
I think it's definitely important, but I also think it's important to be like genuine about it and not just say what you think you're supposed to say. And so I don't think you should put too much pressure on people if they don't know exactly how to go about saying it. But I am not going to shy away from my opinion.
Okay.
I also just recognize how strange it is online these days when you say polarizing things. So just remember that people also are human beings and they have conversations in real time.
True.
So like I can talk to you right now and it's a lot easier for me to tell you, hey, Ruto must go. You know what I mean? But like posting about it, Instagram actually shadow banned me. You know what I mean? Like the online space is weird in these times.
True.
Yeah.
But that's beautiful. And I like that you're one of the few people who's been, you stand for what you believe in and you let it be known, regardless of how people are going to take it. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And speaking of, right now, it's a question that I always ask every artist who comes in here. How do you deal with your mind, body, and soul?
It's a daily thing for me. I'm neurodivergent, so, I gotta take care of myself. Otherwise... showing up at work will be very tricky, But especially being a mom and having to like take my son to school very early in the morning, I have to wake up at like 4 a.m. sometimes just to have time to get myself together before it's like mom mode, work mode, work, home, mom mode, sleep.
Again.
Yeah.
So what specifically do you do? Like for your mind, do you do therapy? Do you...
everything. Journal.
Okay.
Therapy. I vision board to keep myself on track.
Okay.
Meditation videos, guided meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit of everything, honestly. And also just like taking care of my body, working out, going for a walk, stuff like that. Not every single day, but like I try to have a weekly thing that keeps me on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Do you?
I'm back to working out. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
But I journal a lot. So, and I vent to my girlfriends. So they're like my free therapists. So that's basically what I do.
I found out for girls, it's actually like hardwired for us. We have to talk to each other.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise we're not going to be okay.
To bust.
Yeah.
But yes, we're about to get to the conclusion of the EP as we listen to it right here in studio. Keep the questions coming as we wrap up. And yes, we'll be letting you know one amazing thing that's about to happen this weekend with the girlie. And also, yes, keep you plugged. I think you might never know, she might just make it rain. So yes, keep listening. We're about to get back into it. This is Try Again, playing right here on Baze Radio. That is one of my favorite tracks of the EP, Anu, Wondering Why by Karun featuring Manifest, and you heard it right here on Baze Radio. There's only 8 minutes to reach the top of the hour, and unfortunately we're about to wrap up this conversation. But before we finish it, I have to ask Karun, as guys are listening to this body of work, what is the one thing you'd want them to take away from it?
Oh my, I just want people to find a song that they connect with. There's already people who have told me. So there's themes of mental health awareness, but there's also just like feel good themes as well. So whatever your soul needs, I hope you find it in this EP.
Okay. And speaking of Saturday, there's a whole shindig that's going down.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little about it?
Yes, it's the Anu live show. Basically, I'm performing this music live for the first time, fully live with a band and BGVs as well. So I get to basically lay down the arrangements. I know people are not that technical. Let me not get into it. But like, I'm just really excited to present the music in this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is happening on the 10th of August.
Yes.
At Visit Ngara.
Yes, which is a location in Ngara at Shah Houses.
Shah Houses.
Yeah.
So I think it says 600 Ngara Road.
Yes, put that in your map. 600 Ngara Road.
Yes. So it's happening from 6 p.m. all the way till 12 a.m. And I can see the early bird and advanced tickets are sold out.
Yeah.
That's a flex. That's a flex.
I know my people are really there for me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I am doing a giveaway.
Okay.
If you guys would like to get a ticket, try and
Okay.
see if you can get a free ticket. It's happening on my Instagram.
So guys should just follow you on your. Please tell us plug it. What's your IG?
Yes, my Instagram is at karun.i.verse. That's Karuniverse.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, mmesikia kama unataka kushinda tikiti, that's the place that you need to sprint to ASAP. So yeah, Saturday is definitely a party. We'll be there. Make sure you pull up to come enjoy good music, and of course, Anu is available on every DSP. So get to streaming, run those numbers up. But it's Christmas here because Karun is here with her awesomely talented and beautiful guitarist by the name Tiggy. Tiggy, what's good? Okay, the microphone's a bit far.
Tuggy is a beautiful man, by the way.
Goodness, there's a bit of distance.
Are you getting me now?
Kidogo. But yes, we're about to enjoy a live acoustic session right here on Baze Radio. So guys, let it rip.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing "Wondering Why."
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Wondering why. I know I'm wondering what they say, right? I see them looking, but it feels right. Hey, you know I'm wondering what they say when I'm with you. I'm always giving second chances. Yeah, I'm sick of going on romances. Yeah, but I'm so open that it lasts when I'm with you. Cause I wonder why I'm so high. Yeah, it feels right. So high. Yeah. Cause I wonder why I'm so high. Yeah, it feels right. Cause I'm with you. Oh. Spacing out on my porch with a candle and torch. I do tend to be in my head sometimes. I'm ahead of my time. Time traveling thoughts. Think I found what I lost. A tendency to commit a love crime. I judge when I don't, so but the high is awesome. Normal is overrated, so I embrace my troublesome. I can't do routine, my darling. Know that is troublesome. Give me some, gonna give me more. I chuckle with my main one. I cuckoo with the main one. I'm cuckoo, it's too true, but don't wonder why. I just blaze one. Wonder why. Wonder why I'm auntie so. Wonder why. Wonder why I like them so. I know I'm wondering what they say, right? I see them looking, but it feels right. Hey, you know I'm wondering what they say when I'm with you. Cause I wonder why I'm so high. Yeah, it feels right. Oh, so high. Yeah. Cause I'm wondering why I'm so high. Yeah, it feels right. Cause I'm with you. Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. That was beautiful. And of course, it's only on Baze Radio where you get to hear such an experience such. Karun, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It was absolutely amazing, honestly. And I can't wait to have you. And again, Saturday we'll be outside for you, most definitely.
Can't wait to see you there.
Yes. But as we conclude, we have to play my favorite. This is my favorite song.
Yeah.
From the whole EP, this is Reason by Karun, playing right here.
Oh, wow.
On Baze Radio.
This is Baze Radio.
We are 254 to the core.